Fraser Boehm was arrested Tuesday on 4 counts of murder for the deaths of sorority sisters Neve Rolston, Peyton Stewart, Asha Weir and Desalyn Williams. 4 Pepperdine students killed in Malibu collision by speeding BMW driver. Officials, the women, who were all members of Alpha Phi, were declared dead at the scene, which is about 4 miles north of the university. Boehm is from a wealthy family who owns an $8.7 million Malibu estate with sweeping views of the Pacific Ocean near the crash site. Pepperdine President Jim Gash offered his condolences to the 4 slain students, who were set to graduate this spring. Rolston, 20, a Los Angeles native, and Stewart, 21, were business majors at Pepperdine, according to their LinkedIn profiles. A new poll found that nearly 2/3 of New Yorkers blame President Biden for the migrant crisis, raising national security, financial and other concerns in the Empire State. That includes 48% of Democrats who flunk Biden for his handling of the crisis, 91% of Republicans and 72% of independents. The poll found 46% of New Yorkers disapprove and just 30% approve of how New York City Mayor Eric Adams has addressed the influx of migrants. And as for New York Gov. And also true is that right now, Biden has his worst ever New York favorability and job approval ratings, Greenberg said. With the rate at which migrants are pouring into New York City increasing, the Big Apple has faced a dual crisis due to the war in Israel. Welcome to Fox News Artificial Intelligence Newsletter with the latest AI technology advancements. Subscribe now to get the Fox News Artificial Intelligence Newsletter in your inbox. Move over. Maverick. Opinion. Navy finds perfect wingman for carrier pilots. Continue reading. Bad Robot. Study finds AI chatbots churn out racial medical stereotypes. Continue reading. New Frontier. Artificial Intelligence and Deepfakes, a new reality in war fighting. Air Force police fired several shots Tuesday at a vehicle that sped through the main entry of a Texas base. South Carolina airman shoots gate runner, attempting to illegally enter Shaw Air Force Base. PROPERTYCLICK here for more U.S. news. The driver reportedly was unable to reach any of the training areas located on the more than 27,000-acre base, and did not sustain any injuries from the shots fired by Air Force guards. The San Antonio Police Department later arrested the suspect about 9 miles from the base after he was involved in a separate incident. According to the report, Camp Bullis, which is used mainly for training Army, Air Force and Marine Corps combat troops, is part of Joint Base San Antonio, which also includes Fort Sam Houston, Randolph Air Force Base, and Lackland Air Force Base. Click here to get the Fox News app. Joint Base San Antonio did not immediately respond to a Fox News request for comment. The Cornell University professor who came under fire for saying he was exhilarated and energized by the Hamas terror attacks in Israel is now on a leave of absence from the school. Professor Russell Rickford has requested and received approval to take a leave of absence from the university, a Cornell spokesperson told Fox News Digital. Cornell professor WHO was exhilarated after Hamas attack issues apology for reprehensible remarks. Rickford did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Rickford's viral moment came when responded to Hamas attacks on Israel at a rally in Ithaca, New York. On October 17, Cornell did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Jacobson's call to evaluate anti-Semitism on campus. former President Trump backed House Republican nominee Rep. Mike Johnson for Speaker of the House, urging GOP lawmakers to vote for him during the floor vote Wednesday and to get it done fast. Quote, he added, "My strong suggestion is to go with the leading candidate, Mike Johnson, and get it done fast. Love. DJT." Trump's comments come ahead of a House floor vote Wednesday, after House Republicans nominated Johnson as Speaker late Tuesday night. All House Democrats and 8 House Republicans, led by Gaetz, voted to remove McCarthy as Speaker, a first in U.S. history. House Republicans also sought to empower Speaker pro tempore Patrick McHenry last week, but the effort also failed. Metallica bassist Robert Trujillo recalled being in the middle of a crime scene at a young age. Trujillo, 59, shared his frightening encounter with the Manson family, as the musician detailed running for cover during a shootout. Long story short, Charlie Mason just had gotten arrested. And I'm in Hawthorne, California. I'm staying at my grandma's house, Trujillo began on the Time to Relax with the Offspring podcast. Danny Trejo recalls meeting Charles Manson behind bars in a new memoir. He was a slick little wimp, we were hearing gunshots. The whole deal. Man asks if he's wrong for objecting to wife's chosen baby name Charles Manson. Same name as a serial killer. Metallica band member added that a Manson family member was hiding in the carport that his grandparents owned and then was surrounded by police. Police in Florida are searching for a woman accused of hitting a motorscooter rider, seriously injuring him and then leaving the scene. The department released video Tuesday showing the hit and run involving what is believed to be a gold Toyota RAV4. The victim, identified as Johnny Fitzcharles by Fox 13, spoke about the crash outside Ybor Grocery in what appears to be a well-populated neighborhood. "If she saw me, she could have seen how scared I was. And to just walk away from that was obviously unthinkable." Anyone with information on the case is asked to call Tampa PD at 813-231-6130 or contact Crime Stoppers of Tampa Bay. A 70-year-old Florida woman allegedly backed over and killed her own husband before driving around the neighborhood shouting for their lost dog to come back. According to police in Palm Bay, she allegedly told police she had 2 glasses of wine. They believed their dog, which has a history of escaping the yard, had gotten out once again. According to the affidavit, according to investigators, she allegedly backed over her husband on the way out of the driveway. Under the terms of her release, she's banned from drinking alcohol, according to court documents. First on Fox. Legislation being introduced by Sen. Roger Marshall, Archon, would require the federal government to report to Congress details about terror watch list encounters at the southern border, coming amid renewed concerns about the terror threat at the border. There is an invasion at our southern border. Month after month, we have seen historic numbers of migrants on the FBI's terror watch list infiltrating our country's border. This bill would require the Department of Homeland Security to report every individual on the terrorist watch list encountered at the border to Congress so that we can hold the Biden administration accountable. There were 169 people encountered on the terror watch list at the southern border in FY23. In Atlanta, construction workers were tearing down a home that Hodson's family had owned for about 4 decades. She recalled her neighbor saying, "Parts of the home, walls, shingles and bricks, are still sitting in a pile on the property." And Hodgson said the construction company has not responded to her calls. Hodgson's mother-in-law, who took possession of Curtis Hodgson's house, boarded it since nobody was living there. Hodgson hoped to hear back from the construction company or police within a month. Every time she looks out her kitchen window or leaves her house, Hodgson said she sees the mess next door. Harbinger of problems ahead. Tuesday began with 8 Republicans running to be the party's nominee for House Speaker. Emmer wins nomination after multiple rounds of voting. Emmer won the nomination. It's a dumpster fire. Frankly, for about 4 hours after winning his party's nomination, Emmer tried to appeal to enough Republicans to become House Speaker. House Republicans adjourned a meeting of the full conference to let Emmer zero in on roughly 2 dozen holdouts. Trump weighs in minutes after Gaetz voiced support for Emmer. Trump posted to his social media platform to denounce his bid for the speakership. The soap, Heman explained, would be made with compounds that could reactivate the cells that guard human skin, enabling them to fight cancer cells. Heman used computer modeling to determine the formula for the soap prototype he planned to present at the final competition. The soap, called Skin Cancer Treating Soap, SCTS, works by using a compound that helps revive dendritic cells, which are killed by cancer cells. Once the dendritic cells are revived, they are able to then fight against the cancer cells. The skin cancer treating soap reminds the body how to defend itself, she said. The messages contain graphic descriptions of his daughter's death and belittling remarks about Fred Guttenberg's gun control activism. Federal prosecutors said the gunman, a former student at the school, pleaded guilty in October 2021 and was later sentenced to life in prison. After the mass killing, Guttenberg began sharing his daughter's story while speaking publicly across the country. In August 2022, during the shooter's sentencing, Guttenberg testified about the last time he spoke to his daughter, evoking emotional reactions from defense attorneys. Share this article. Share the hundreds of messages included vulgar remarks about Guttenberg's daughter and graphic descriptions of her death in the Parkland shooting. According to the complaint,